So about 2 months ago, WWE Evolved returned and I was gonna cover the show from the very first episode. But as I watched it, I realized that I don't know any of these wrestlers, there's no storylines yet, I know nothing, and I can't really add much commentary to that, because I'm just as new to you guys as this. But I've watched every episode and I've quite enjoyed it, so from now on, I'm gonna cover it every week and give you an opportunity to determine if you would like to watch it or not. I recognize a lot of the talents more now, I understand their gimmicks a lot more now, so hopefully I can give you a bit of that insight. Anyways, my name is Coach and I'm your go-to source for everything relating to WWE and its developmental scene. So leave a like, subscribe if you're interested, let's get into Evolve. The show opens with the tag team of Swipe Right walking up to the arena talking about how they're gonna be a problem for Evolve. They brag about how in their short time they've already had so much success here, including an NXT Championship match on NXT. They make a later appearance tonight too. We follow that up with a package about Kelly Armstrong and Danny Palmer as they are having a feud. See, in the very first episode of Evolve, they were in the very first match. They were a tag team, but they couldn't get along and that lost them the match. Since then, they've been at each other a bit, and in the main event of the night, they settled their rivalry. We then get to the first match, however, which includes someone some of you might recognize, Riley Osborne, the former member of Chase University, who has to go out on his own now. He faces Javier Bernal, who from the very moment the bell rings, has the fans behind him. And something I realized this match is that it's a lot easier to get behind Javier Bernal. He has a lot more personality, and I won't say he's charismatic, but he does have a lot more charisma than Riley Osborne has. That's something he probably needs to work on a bit. Javier has a lot going on for him. He's the first Colombian American WWE wrestler. Along with that, a storyline that's been told is that he recently came off of an injury and his return to wrestling has been here on Evolve. Despite that, Riley Osborne picks up a victory, making this Javier Bernal's second loss on Evolve, 2 major losses for him. After the match, he's interviewed by the interviewer Chewy, who basically tries to give him his jacket, but Javier just throws the jacket down and walks away. He's very depressed and he's uncertain about his future. So that's an interesting storyline that we can look forward to seeing more develop over the coming weeks. I will say Javier Bernal is someone that has stood out to me on Evolve so far. I've really liked what he's done, and as someone that was previously just a jobber for some of the other NXT talents, seeing him here actually having something to do is quite interesting. We then see Hayes Jamison in the VIP section. There's a VIP section here on Evolve which various different wrestlers sit at throughout the show. Sometimes they get involved, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just to show this person off. We're supposed to have another match between Draco Knox. He's this blue collar, rough around the edges babyface that I also really like. He's someone I can see myself supporting. He's supposed to have a match against Bryce Donovan, and okay, I'm not gonna lie here. He gave very much edgy teenage emo guy. Now the package they gave after kinda bought me into him a bit more, but just from his entrance, man, it felt very awkward, it felt very cringe. But hey, that's my first impressions of him. This is the very first time he's appearing as a character and not just sitting in the crowd. So Bryce Donovan is a Marxist who believes in survival of the fittest, and he accepted the open challenge set out by Draco Knox. But before the match can even start, Swipe Right, Jackson Drake, and Zeta Steel all come out to watch and stand next to Bryce. They're all part of this fuckboy / fraternity type of gimmick, with Bryce Donovan being the edgy guy of the faction. I don't know, but I kind of like this dynamic. So they all try and gang up on Draco Knox, but then Cappuccino Jones, Cartwheel Jack, and Ice Williams all come out to equal the odds. So just off the baby faces of Evolve. There's a lot of wrestlers involved here, but as I usually do on all of my videos, I give you one match per night that I highly suggest you go watch. So this would be the match, because everyone really gets their own chance to shine. And the match really will tell a better story about every wrestler than I can. But overall, the match is really good. Like I said, everybody gets their moment to shine. It's a typical babyface versus bad guy faction. Alright, and I should have mentioned before this match started, Stevie Turner came out and said, yeah, it's not going to be a one-on-one, it's going to be an 8-man tag team match. The bad guys end up winning, which is probably the best decision. The babyfaces now have a story where they can start fighting upwards, and the bad guys are like dominating. And at least in a bad guy faction, now we have a general idea of most people. Swipe Right is the tag team, Bryce Donovan is the bad guy, and Zeta Steel as the girl. And they, after the match, start mocking the interviewer, which causes Sean Legacy and Timothy Thatcher to come out. That was pretty dope, and it looks like they're gonna be a tag team. Timothy Thatcher is the head trainer in Evolve, I believe, and talent relations. So he recently lost to Sean Legacy in a match, and it seems like they're gonna be a tag team now, which I would be interested in seeing. We then cut to Chantel Monroe in the VIP section for the main event. Hayes Jameson isn't there anymore. Chantel Monroe does get involved later, but for now we have Kelly Armstrong versus Danny Palmer. This is also another really solid match. Kelly Armstrong is obviously one of the major people they want to push on the show in the women's division, and she dominates the match, but Danny Palmer at least have some good offense in to show that she can hang there too. But like I mentioned, Kelly Armstrong picked up the victory with an amazing finisher. She's one of the many women on the show already that I have my eye on. She, along with Layla Diggs, is two of my favorites so far. So yeah, I'm happy Kelly Armstrong won. After the match, she says she heard there's going to be a Women's Evolve Championship coming soon, and she's going to be the first to get it. Chantel Monroe then gets up from out of the VIP section, and she says nah, she wants it, and Kelly Armstrong is just like, no, you're at the back of the line. This makes Kendall Gray and Brindley Reese, two people you probably know from regularly watching NXT. They come out also, and Kelly Armstrong disses them too, and then the show goes off the air. Seemingly these are the 4 women that are going to be the major players for this women's championship, which I don't mind. So that was the first episode of WWE Evolve that I'm covering on my channel, at least, not the first episode overall. I quite enjoyed it. It set up a lot of stories for the future, like who is gonna win the Women's Evolve Championship, this new heel faction slowly dominating the show, what's happening with Xavier Bernal. Lots of interesting stuff. Obviously it's going to be a while until everything meshes together really well and works together really well, but as an overall episode I really enjoyed it, and you can really just tune into this episode and get a general vibe of who everyone is. You won't really be lost. So overall I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I quite enjoyed it. The show is also only 40 to 50 minutes long, so it's very easy to consume, so if that's your style you should really check this out. But yeah, like I said in the start of the video, I cover NXT, TNA every week. So that's the video. If you liked it, let me know. I'm gonna try and cover Evolve every single week from now on, so you don't have to. But yeah, anyways, I cover everything related to WWE and its developmental scene, because I'm very invested in the future of wrestling and, you know, the little things. So if that interests you, please leave a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so it would mean a lot to me. Leave a like, subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.